I'm Johnny Vaughan.
I've struck brass, gang.
And this is Steve Brooker, otherwise known as Mud God.
I actually want to change history.
He's one of a select group of licensed amateur archaeologists known as mudlarks who scour the banks of the River Thames, searching not for buried treasure, but for hidden history, and whose discoveries have changed our understanding of London forever.
There's stuff in that mud that no one's ever seen before.
On the Thames foreshore lies over 2,000 years of history just waiting to be discovered.
And that's what does it for me.
But larking's no job for those afraid to get stuck in. To wade through time, you've got to be prepared to get your hands dirty, armed with little more than a trowel and a lot of patience.
No!
Wait.
Steve's agreed to share with me his decades of knowledge and experience.
It's gold.
We'll race against time and tide to get to the bottom of London's muddy history.
Oh, yes!
Our adventures on the foreshore will propel us on historical quests that range from the sublime to the painful.
Ow!
To the downright disgusting.
Oh, man, that reeks! Oh, God. Out the shed, out the shed.
As we become mudmen.
On today's Mudmen, our finds on the foreshore lead me to solitary confinement as I explore the Victorian idea of rehabilitation.
Massive palatial. You'd have a pot in the corner to do your business in.
Whilst I get freaked out on a tour of London's oldest surviving dungeon.
I tell you, this place has a distinctly bad vibe to it.
And no pain, no gain for Steve as we both get to grips with rough justice in the form of torture.
Oh, man, that must have hurt. Today we've come down to Millbank, which is a section on the north shore of the River Thames between Pimlico down there and Westminster up there. But back in Victorian times, it was the site of the first modern prison to be built in London. It was a phenomenally large prison, demolished in 1890. It's all disappeared, there's nothing left, but hopefully we'll find some remnants of it down there on the foreshore, where Steve Brooksy Brooks awaits us. So let's go and find him. Steve! Brooksy!
Millbank was once the site of one of the country's most famous prisons. Unfortunately, today we're very much victim to the tide times. We've got around 2 hours before the river comes in and any buried treasure is lost forever. Luckily, we won't be going it alone. Joining us today, two of the best mudmen in the business, Rock God and Mackie.
Right then, Brooks, you've dragged me down to Millbank. It's obviously, we really know it, and it's famous these days for being home to the political power brokers that run the country. But we're obviously not here for that. Why are we down here?
Millbank Prison.
Okay.
16 acres up there of horrendous prison conditions.
Yeah.
1816 it was built. And of course, you went from Millbank Prison to Australia. You spent probably 3 months there being assessed. And if they couldn't do anything with you, off you went to Australia.
So what do you find as evidence of what these cons got up to then?
What have I had before? Now, if you look carefully, it's an engineering brick. But this actually says on it adamantine.
Yeah.
And this one says clink. So clink as in prison. So adamantine, if you look up adamantine, it actually means hard, tough.
Yeah, tough.
Yeah.
Unbreakable.
Yeah, impregnable sort of thing. Now, clink, you think it's the nick.
Yeah.
So adamantine clink, you
Yeah.
think it's a prison brick.
Yes. Is it a brick that was once part of Millbank Prison?
Possible.
Possible. I think that's going to bring the viewers in, Brooksy. We've got to get something a bit better than that. You can't open a show with a possible brick from a prison. Come on. No, let's get in the mud, mate. Let's get larking.
Have you never heard of brick love?
I've heard of brick love, and it's a lovely brick, Steve. I'm not disrespecting. I'm just saying I wanted something like, I don't know, manacles, or ball and chain. Something a bit phenomenal here. Maybe the skeleton of something.
Well, we're actually on a Victorian dump. So we are only going to get Victorian stuff. Hopefully with a little...
I quite like a bit of Victoriana.
Well, you've got plenty over there, but of course it's all busted.
Yeah.
So we've got to winkle out all these bits and pieces. I've spotted something, and we're going to lose it.
Yeah.
Can you see it before it goes? It's one of those where I have to point the thing out. It's like dad teaching son.
Yeah, I love that though, Steve.
And we haven't got long because...
Teach me, because the tide's coming in.
What I've spotted has gone underwater. So if you put your lovely delicate hand in here...
Yeah.
And caress that...
Yeah. Oh, that's more likey. A padlock, see? You see that?
Well,
As well as being one of the last remaining manly things on Earth, Steve, the padlock, along with the shed and facial shaving, there's not many things men have got left.
We've spoken about brick love. Now we have my love, which is
you've
padlock
got padlock love, haven't you? I've heard that at your house, you've got a phenomenal amount of old padlocks.
I've probably got about 3,000 padlocks. Now, this is...
That is so manly. You've got 3,000 padlocks, a shed, and you shave your face occasionally.
So we've had the brick, and now we've had the padlock. Now, all could be from the prison.
Yes.
But we really are scraping the barrel.
We're scraping the Millbank.
With little more than an hour of low tide left, Johnny and I better get our lark on. The foreshore is scoured by 2 tides a day, and what we don't unearth today...
Yeah, of course, we've got all these stones here and everything. We've got to get down to the hard pack. Everything's going to sit on top of the hard pack. How can you tell hard pack?
Yeah.
What do you... Look at that. What do you notice as I scrape down?
It's hard. It suddenly goes hard.
And it's packed.
Yes.
Hence...
Hard pack. Steve, what's the jackpot down here? What would you really love to find?
There is a special type of pottery.
Yeah.
That is so rare.
Yeah.
It was actually up here. The actual potteries were up here, and it comes up once in a blue moon. It's Vauxhall pottery, and I think very recently somebody found a very, very small pot.
Yeah.
And we don't normally talk about money down here because we're never going to find anything that's worth anything.
Yeah.
But this was actually worth about 28, 30 grand for a little small pot because it's so rare to find anything intact.
You see, this is what I love, these obscure areas of collections like that, like I've never heard of. This is Vauxhall pottery, yeah?
Yeah.
And they found a tiny thing that's worth over 20 grand.
Yeah.
But again, that's not what this show's about. We're about just enthusiasm and finding the worthless, right, Steve?
Yeah.
So let's get in there and find something worthless.
Like my house brick.
Well, if we do find a bit of treasure, that's good, right?
Yeah, 30 grand. Think what we can do. What, you having, a new car?
I'd get some knee pads and a metal detector, which you've promised me is what I'd get.
I'm going to have to move because I'm getting wet. Move up a bit.
With time running out, I've left Johnny to lark on his own, while I go and see what the other mudmen have dug up.
Mackie, what you had up?
Oh, bibs and bobs, mate.
So look. Oh, no, what's that there? Where'd you get that from?
Just about over there.
That is really nice. It says Super King Street, Bloomsbury Square, Holborn. On the other side, it says foreign brandy, imperial stout, Scotch and Irish whiskey. This is the first one I've ever seen. You know, it's a lovely little find.
It's to me, like I say, you know, it's one man's rubbish, another man's treasure. That's my treasure.
In the days when small change wasn't in such plentiful supply, shopkeepers used to issue their very own trading tokens. These were also a handy form of advertising, as they were passed around from person to person and bore the name and address of the business that issued them.
Rock, what you had up?
Hello, mate. A few bits.
What you had?
So you like this? Look at that beast.
Lovely.
The Indian offering, but not just one. Number 2 as well.
I tell you, that is
Good,
wicked.
mate.
Yeah, unbelievable. You've had 2 up.
Aren't they fantastic?
It just shows that the actual Thames is still being used.
Absolutely,
That
yeah.
people are still using the foreshore
Yeah.
for Indian offerings.
Throwing statues and trinkets into rivers is a traditional Hindu way of giving thanks to their gods. The offerings are more common in the Ganges, but with a large Indian population in London, mudlarks are seeing more and more of them in the Thames.
A bit of Vauxhall pottery, that's what I really need to put me on the map as a larker. Victorian pottery, Steve will doubtless tell me as he tosses it away. It was a great find he had as well. Aha. Who knows, this could be a brick to rival Steve, so I'm going to find him straight away. Steve! Steve, I found a brick. Is it a genuine clink brick from the building?
Right, there's nothing inscribed on it, but I do actually believe it's the same kind of brick. Let's check that one out. So, you take the beveled edge, so the beveled edge is exactly the same.
Yeah.
So, unbelievable, you have the eye. You have what could be a brick from Millbank prison. But then again, it might not be, and we're getting all excited.
No, but that puts me equal with you. With your brick that may or may not be from the prison.
Yeah.
Mudmen. Only the mudmen have no clue.
What else have you got in there?
Well, a few coins today, but
Look,
bit of oxo, bit of oxo. Nice little inkwell.
Yeah, very
That's
nice.
Very nice,
Isn't it?
And, I believe it or not, a striker light.
Aha, what is that? Every single Londoner would have had one of these. Everyone up and down the country would have had one of these. Now, if you can get it, which I don't think you will do, but if you can get it, yeah, I will give you the knee pads tomorrow.
Okay. I think it could be one of 2 things, this, yeah?
Yep.
I overheard you say the word striker light.
That was me, I said it, sorry.
I can't give it to you then.
No, you said
Okay,
it.
okay,
invalid,
yeah.
it's
All right.
invalid.
But it's either something that people hooked on and used to be able to strike your matches on it, always a ready place to strike matches. True or false? Is that false?
False.
Or it's something that somehow a striker light. It was had a flint on it and a go on, what is it then?
You're close, that's close.
A flint on it and a wick, and somehow you'd always be able to light the bit of wick.
This is a bad day for me, yeah, because I never thought that you would get it. He's giving it away, so I'll give you one knee pad, one knee pad, because you are spot on. It's a striker light, so a bit of flint,
Yeah.
sparks onto a bit of wadding or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
To make fire. Everybody would have had one.
So this is the first one I've ever had up. I've seen lots of pictures, but never had one myself, so yeah, it's been a good.
Okay.
So just today in the bucket.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all boring stuff. We want things that refer to the prison. But of course we have.
What's that?
This is of interest. I'm not sure what this is.
I know exactly what this is.
Say again.
I know what this is. And this is quite a good find. It's even got the numbers on it, so it is. It's the eye hole cover for Spur 7, cell 026. And that eye hole cover would have gone right above it, above the door, so people can look in the cells. And that's exactly what that is. I can tell you that now.
From what prison?
From this prison here, from Millbank. No doubt about that one. That's what that is. So that's quite a significant find. Jeff will test it out, but he'll